Hare Krishna, beloved Radha Madhav, Krishna, meditate with us doing begging pardon. Let's check the audio also. Jurandhamahadova Kunjavihari Gopi Janavallama Nirvaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yayunanhamadoma Kunjamihari Jayunanhamadoma Kunjamihari Jayunanhamadoma Kunjamihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashta Prayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Maitreya Uvacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shula Patisha Nistrimsha Gada Parigha Mut
Gare. Maitreya Uvacha Ata Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shula Patisha Nistrimsha Gada Pariga Mudgare. Maitreya Uvacha Ata Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shula Patishan Nistrimsha Shula Patisha Nistrimsha Gada Parigha Mudgare. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shula Patisha Nitrimsha Gada Parigha Mudgare. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shula Patisha Nitrimsha Gada Parigha Mudgare.
Ata Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Paradita Sulapatesha Nistrimsa Gada Parika Mukare. Adrivacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudranikaya Paradita Sulapatesha Nistrimsa Gada Parika Mukare.
Hare Krishna. Online, anybody wants to chant?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danva Pranam. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Devagana Sarve Rudranike Parajitaha Shulapatisha Nistrimsha Gada Parika Mudgare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danva Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Devagana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajita Sulapatisa Nistimsa Gada Parika Mudgarehi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Maitreya Uvacha Ata Deva Gana Sarve Rudranikaihi Parajitaha Shulapatisha Nistrimsha Gada Pariga Mudgaraihi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Maitreya Uvacha Ata Deva Gana Sarve Rudra Nikai Parajitaha Shulapattisa Nitrimsa Gada Pariga Mudagare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Namaskaram Prabhuji. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Sulapatisa Nistrimsa Gada Parigah Mudgare. Thank you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Kai Parajitaha Shulapatisha Nitrimsha Gada Parigha Mudrikarai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maitreya Uvacha Atha Deva Gana Sarve Rudrani Parajitaha Shulapatisha Nistrimsha Gada परिघामुद्गरैः हरे
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी। मैत्रेय उवाच अथा देवा गणा सर्वे रुद्राणीकै पराजितः शूलापतिश्च निस्त्रिंशा गदा परिगामुद्गरै। हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी। मैत्रेय उवाच अथा देवागणा सर्वे रुद्रानिकै पराजितः शूलपतिश्च निस्त्रिंशा गदा परिगमुद्गरः। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी। मैत्रेय उवाच अथ देवगण सर्वे रुद्रानिके पराजिता शूलपतिश्च नित्रिंशा गता परिहमुद्गरै। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी। मैत्रेय उवाच अथ देवगणा सर्वे रुद्रानिकै पराजिताः शूलपत्तिशा निस्त्रिंशा गदा परिघ्रमुद्गरैः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी।
Okay, continue. Sanchina binna sarvangaha satvik sabhyabhaya kulaha swayambhuve namaskritya karse naitam nyavedayan. Maitreya uvacha. Maitreya said, Atha, after this, Devaganaha, the demigods, Sarve, all, Rudra Anikai, by the soldiers of Lord Shiva, Parajitaha, having been defeated, Shula, trident, Pattisha, a sharp-edged spear, Nistrimsha, a sword, Gada, mace, Parigha, an iron bludgeon, Mudgarai, a hammer-like weapon, Sanchinna Bhinna Sarav Angaha, all the limbs wounded, Saritvik Sabyaha, all with all the priests and members of sacrificial family, Bhaya Akulaha, with great fear, Swayambhuve, unto Lord Brahma, Namaskritya, after offering obeisances, Kasnena, in detail, Etan, the events of Daksha's sacrifice, Navedayan, reported. All the priests and other members of the sacrificial assembly and all the demigods, having been defeated by the soldiers of Lord Shiva and injured of weapons like trident and sword, approached Lord Brahma with great fear. After offering him obeisances, they began to speak in detail of the event which had taken place. Both Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu had already known that such events would occur in the sacrificial arena of Daksha, and knowing beforehand, they did not go to the sacrifice. Yes, where is our Supriti Mataji? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.26, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna. The Lord says, I know everything that has happened in the past and is going to happen in the future. Lord Vishnu is omniscient and he therefore knew what would happen at Daksha sacrificial arena. For this reason, neither Narayana nor Lord Brahma attended the great sacrifice performed by Daksha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
When Lord Brahma heard everything from the demigod and the members who had attended the sacrifice, he replied, You cannot be happy in executing a sacrifice if you blaspheme a great personality and thereby offend his lotus feet. You cannot have happiness in that way.
Purport. Lord Brahma explained to the demigods that although Daksha wanted to enjoy the results of native sacrificial activities, it is not possible to enjoy when one offends a great personality like Lord Shiva. It was good for Daksha to have died in the fight because if he had lived, he would have committed such offenses on the lotus feet of great personalities again and again. According to Manu's law, when a person commits murder, punishment is beneficial for him because if he is not killed, he might commit more and more murders and therefore be entangled in his future lives for having killed so many persons. Therefore, the king's punishment of a murderer is appropriate. If those who are extremely offensive are killed by the grace of the Lord, that is good for them. In other words, Lord Brahma explained to the demigods that it was good for Daksha to have been killed. Hare Krishna.
Continue. You have excluded Lord Shiva taking part in the sacrificial desert, and therefore you are all offenders at his lotus feet. Still, if you go without reservations and surrender unto him, fall down at his lotus feet, he will be very pleased.
Purport. Lord Shiva is also called Ashutosha. Ashu means very soon, and Tosha means to become satisfied. The demigods were advised to go to Lord Shiva and beg his pardon, and because he is very easily pleased, it was certain that their purpose would be served. Lord Brahma knew the mind of Lord Shiva very well, and he was confident that the demigods who were offenders at his lotus feet could mitigate their offenses by going to him and surrendering without reservation.
One more. Lord Brahma also advised the Lord Shiva is so powerful that by his anger all the planets and the chief controllers can be destroyed immediately. Also, he said the Lord Shiva was specially sorry because he had recently lost his dear wife and was very much afflicted by the unkind words of Daksha. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma suggested it would behoove them to go at once and beg his pardon.
Purport.
No, hai nahi purport. Lord Brahma said that no one, not even himself, Indra, all the members of the sacrificial arena, all the sages could know how powerful Lord Shiva is. Under the circumstances, who dare to commit an offense at his lotus feet?
Purport. After Lord Brahma advised the demigods to go to Lord Shiva and beg his pardon, it was suggested how he should be satisfied and how the matter should be placed before him. Brahma also asserted that none of the conditioned souls, including himself and all the demigods, could know how to satisfy Lord Shiva. But he said, it is known that he is very easily satisfied, so let us try to satisfy him by falling at his lotus feet. Actually, the position of the subordinate is always to surrender to the Supreme. That is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord asks everyone to give up all kinds of concocted occupations and simply surrender unto him. That will protect the conditioned souls from all sinful reactions. Similarly, in this case, Brahma also suggested that they go and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, for since he is very kind and easily satisfied, this action would prove effective. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Naham na yagno na chayuya manhe Ye deha bhajo munayascha tattvam Vidu pramanam balavirya yova Yasyatu tantrasya ka upayam vidishe. Lord Brahma said that no one, not even himself, Indra, and all the members of the sacrificial arena, or all the sages, could know how powerful Lord Shiva is under the circumstances who dare to commit an offense at his lotus feet. Hare Krishna, welcome everybody today. Today I chose the topic as class as subordinate. Voice is clear? Just one word, chat. Thank you. Now be ready. Our construction Sankirtan will start. Hard. They also do Kirtan. Okay, now the very serious point coming is a very important principle in spiritual life. we are subordinate. It's a very difficult aspect of spiritual life. In fact, that is the essence of spiritual life. Prabhupada says the whole Bhagavad Gita can be summarized in 2 lines. Krishna is great and we are small. We are subordinate to him. Therefore, our duty is to serve him. The simple essence. Somebody may be a great scholar, but he may not have this sense, I am subordinate to the Lord. Prabhupada says many times, actually at this area, the females are much better. By nature they are soft. They easily accept authority, and therefore they're much better than so-called scholars who actually do not accept the authority of the Lord. He says that in the prayers of Queen Kunti. When Kunti says, Katha Pashyeme hi striyaha. So Prabhupada says, she's such a great devotee. Actually, she's so humble. And then he says that the nature of women, they are very soft by nature. They easily accept authority. And when they accept authority of the Lord, their life becomes successful. They do it easily. Men are a little tough to bow down. The women easily bow down to an authority, and they, by their nature, when they bow down to authority, Supreme God, they easily make their life successful. Everybody has an advantage. Okay, now there is very interesting, if you know, there is called Vaidurikam. There is, Vaidurikam is, just like there is Chanakya Niti, there is Vidura Niti. The Vidura Niti is called Vaidurikam. And in the first question, Vidura says, now, Dhritarashtra says to Vidura, it starts with this, I am not getting sleep. So Vidura answers, when you attack somebody more powerful than you, you don't get sleep. He knows what it is. So the whole problem of Mahabharata is that the Kauravas did not accept, they are subordinate to the Pandavas. Dhritarashtra did not understand, they're all subordinate to the great Yudhishthira, correct? And Krishna taught whole Mahabharata to make the whole world become subordinate to Yudhishthira. Not artificially. He was fit to be the leader. And rest had to be subordinated. And Krishna by force showed this to the world that actually everybody is subordinate to Yudhishthira. True? Some people accepted, some people did not accept. Krishna forced them to accept, and the world became peaceful after a proper person became the leader and rest of the subject became subordinate. Bhagavad Gita was also taught by Krishna only when Arjuna became subordinate. He did not teach Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter. Because of the first chapter, Arjuna was not respectfully acting as subordinate. He was arguing with Krishna. Yeah, speaking like a very learned person. Krishna was silent. But when Arjuna says, Shishyasteham, I agree to be subordinate to you, my Lord, then Krishna taught Bhagavad Gita. So to understand, to become subordinate to the Lord is actually the beginning of spiritual life. Actually, we are not subordinate. And it is so foolish actually. Why it is now analyzed deeply that we are not subordinate? Because Krishna bhuliya jeev bhoga vancha kare jhapatiya maya tare. When we gave up to become subordinate to Krishna, Krishna bhuliya. Bhuliya means we forgot to be subordinate to the Lord. Maya said, come here. You want to be the boss? No? Yes, I want to be boss. I don't want to be subordinate. Come here. Kicking. Maya starts kicking. Idhar aa tu. She starts kicking and beating us continuously. Actually, material energy is inferior to the jiva. Jiva is superior energy. But by tricks, Maya makes you subordinate. That's like for Paramahamsa Acharya, Maya is not, material energy is not superior. metal energy is subordinate. A Mukta Purusha, a Paramahamsa, for him the metal energy is not subordinate. Metal energy is subordinate, sorry. Correct? It cannot touch him. Like Haridas Thakur, we discussed yesterday, sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Maya Devi is trying, prostitute is trying. No, he proved to them that all the tricks of Maya, metal energy is subordinate to me. Why? By taking shelter of Krishna. But that is the liberated position of the living entity. You know, that's, see, the real thing is, yaar, hero banna hai to aise hero bano na. Maya cannot touch you. That is real hero. ये क्या ड्रग्स खा रहे हैं, दारू पी रहे हैं, आई एम हीरो. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ हीरो यू आर? जीरो. Is दारूबाज a hero? No, he's not even a human being. He's a drunkard. True. Less than a human being. Even animals don't drink. Less than animals also. जानवर भी दारू नहीं पीते. इतनी ऐसी हालत. So just imagine, he is becoming subordinate even to the animals. They are better than him. But his original, Paropi, Vedavyasa says Paropi. Even though the living entity is superior to material nature, because of tricks of Maya, it becomes subordinate. Correct? Just like this, a husband becomes henpecked sometime, attracted to sex desire. When he's above sex desire, he becomes boss. In the future, sorry, future. But when he becomes free from sex desire, or he is strong, then he is not subordinate. How we can see? Well, you can understand this point, becoming subordinate. When you become dependent on Krishna, we become independent of everything else. When you become dependent on Krishna, then you become independent of everything. So in this life, what we should try? Don't become subordinate to Maya. That's all. Maya ka das nahi banne ka, Krishna das banne ka. Maya das. Now what we are? See, our nature is to be subordinate. But foolishly, just like Prabhupada said, if you have a typewriter, it will only make the sound cut, 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 cut. That's the only thing it can do. You take to heaven also, it will do cut, 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 cut. It will not do anything else. So why not, if you want to become servant of Krishna, why not become servant of Krishna instead of becoming servant of Maya? My nature is to become subordinate. Artificially, I think I'm boss. I'm never boss because my nature is to be subordinate. So why not become subordinate to Krishna? That is intelligence. That is intelligence. Correct. बहुत ज़्यादा क्या है? Okay, so this is a meditation. See, why does this happen? So Maya traps us. Okay, why Maya traps us? Because we developed a desire. Why Maya traps us? ये gap कम कर दो. Yes. So why Maya traps us? Maya traps us because we want to become independent of Krishna. That is why Maya traps us. And you see that society today, why they are in another way to look at it. People are called Pratyakshvadi. What they are called? Pratyakshvadi. They believe what they see. This is also a sign of pride. Prabhupada says, what is your power of seeing? The famous example you give in the, I don't know how many of you have seen the video, God on Trial. Please, if you do not get, write to me. The beautiful video we used to share in level 1. In that, the atheist is, the lawyer is claiming that I cannot see God. So how do you say God is there? So he requests, kindly switch off light. So the lights are switched off. He said, Mr. Lawyer, can you see me? I cannot see. Acha. Didn't I show you the power of your seeing? You can't even see your hand. You cannot see your eyelid when there is total darkness. And you say, just like us, we're putting tilak. है ना? चाहिए ना? अंधेरे में कैसे तिलक लगाओगे? Mirror चाहिए ना देखने के. We are so dependent. And we say, I'm not subordinate. We are subordinate to so many conditions. When you want to do something, you're subordinate to so many conditions. You have to have your food, you have to have sufficient rest, but the Lord doesn't need rest. The Lord doesn't need food. In Tirupati temple, Balaji temple, the Lord doesn't take any rest. Correct? The sign. Practically no rest. Practically no rest. His whole day meeting people, giving darshan, blessing them, the deity. Many big temples it is like that. Deities have practically no rest. But the Lord doesn't get tired. Not that Krishna says, my back is paining. Sachidananda Vigraha. But we are subordinate to the conditions. Health should be good. Food should be there. Rest should be there. People should be kind to me. And then I am able to be peaceful. This is our position. A Mukta Purusha, he becomes free from many of these conditions. His happiness is not dependent on these conditions. No. He's always peaceful and happy. But we are dependent. By very nature, we are dependent. What are we? By very nature, we are dependent living entity. But we think we are not subordinate. We are subordinate to the conditions of this world. We say, no, it doesn't depend. We depend. We don't even agree that I am subordinate. They say an addict always lives in a stage of denial. Very funny thing. The addict will not agree he is addicted. So we do not know. We are not even conscious. Actually, in the spiritual world, because we are totally dependent on Krishna, which is part of parcel of our nature, Jivera Sarup hoye Krishnere Nitya Das. We are living in such an artificial life. Our Sarupa is to become subordinate to Krishna. But in the spiritual world, it is in the core of our heart. I am subordinate to Krishna. And then, actually, we are independent of everything. Your real freedom starts the day you agree you're subordinate to the Lord. Just like Daksha here and the Devatas here, they forgot that they are subordinate to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is almost Vishnu. Correct? Now, if you see Lord Shiva, what he will do? You will not bow down to him. You are subordinate to him. What does it mean to be subordinate? Actually, it is said there are 6 principles involved in surrender. When we agree, you say, no, sir, I am very subordinate to Srila Prabhupada, I am subordinate to Radha Govinda, I am subordinate to all the Vaishnavas, I am the most follower. We say like that. So what does it mean, the 6 principles of accepting I am subordinate? Then we know you agreed I am subordinate to Krishna. What are the 6 principles of surrender? First, Anukulyasa Sankalpa. If something Krishna likes, I'll do it. Even if I don't like it, I'll do it. If Krishna likes. Krishna likes, I get up for Mangalarti, I attentively chant his names. Krishna wants that. I'll do it. Correct? Then I agreed I am subordinate. What is the use when I am not accepting this? Anna? Then next, Pratikulyasa Vivarjanam. If something Krishna does not like, even if I like, I will not do it. Correct? Krishna does not like, I waste my time watching movies. Krishna does not like, I do sense gratification of various ways. Krishna does not like, I offend devotees. So I'll not do. Correct? I like to do. We like to do that. बहुत मजा आता है ना? It is subtle sex desire to dominate, control, scold. This is sex desire only, but subtle. Something is gross, something is subtle. So what is that? How do you overcome that? Krishna will not like. So presently our criteria is only me. We are focused on me. Correct? Like a small child, you give anything, puts inside his mouth. The parents teach him, you put inside for your brother's mouth also, your friend's mouth also. Otherwise give anything, my mouth. So we are always focused on our own self. We have to change focus to Krishna. Like Arjuna was thinking, I don't want to fight. He forgot his subordinate to Krishna. It is not his business to decide what he likes or not. It is his business as servant. Does servant have a business like that? Jiva Krishna Das. E Vishwas. Karle tara dukha nahi. You have to agree that I am subordinate to Krishna. All my problems are over. The very reason I am there in the metal world is that I don't agree I am subordinate to Krishna. And if I am reading all the Vedic literature, at the end we have to understand I am subordinate to Krishna. Just like Prabhupada says so sweetly, he said, all the Vedic literatures are pushing us to surrender to Krishna, not to become Krishna. You know? All the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, all the kirtan. I remember a long time ago, we were doing a Janmashtami in Town Hall. That's another big hall in Bangalore. We were doing Janmashtami there, that was 2003. By that time, we had a very good following of youngsters. Most of you are not there. Prem Kishori Mataji, all the big gang was there of the students, very excited, very ecstatic students. So what we did was that we gave them some bhajans, one side girls, one side boys, in between of the altar. Take a those stage laga diya. They were constantly singing bhajans, one after another. Our whole songbook they sang. So one person was sitting for a long time. The hall was full. People are sitting for a long time, enjoying. So I went to one person. How did you like it? He said, actually, I don't understand what they're singing, but their appeal, their subordination to the Lord is touching my heart. What do you enjoy in a kirtan? Many times we forget what is kirtan meant for. We think kirtan means it's a music festival. Kirtan Mela means music festival. Sometimes, I'm saying always. Because people forget, they are not come to show their singing skills. They come to show. Kirtan means he expresses the heart. My Lord, I am subordinate to you. And touches everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. See the way the Prabhupada sings. I desire so much that everybody learns the way Prabhupada sings. Very simple, but you see in his heart, in his demeanor, in his behavior, he's subordinate to the Lord. He's emitting and the holy name, that not only holy name is being sung, it is sung with the proper attitude. My Lord, I'm subordinate to you. I'm singing for your pleasure. I'm not singing to entertain my audience. Then it becomes music festival. When you're singing for the pleasure of the Lord, then it becomes Kirtan Mela. Otherwise it becomes a music festival. Ah, kya tune thi, maja aa gaya. Kya harmonium bajaye, kya sitar bajaye, kya mridanga bajaye. But you never felt, I'm subordinate to the Lord. Therefore it says, Shravadam naiva kartavyam. Avaishnava mukho gita puta harikatamitam shravanam. No kirtan, no katha should be heard by somebody who is not a devotee. Now, can we sing like Bhimsen Joshi? Tell me, none of us can sing. Then why only devotees sing? Prabhupada says, which people should never feel we are a band of musical artists. That is not our goal. I had called ISKCON people, how they sing, no? What they should feel. They are nice devotees. Correct? How do you feel that? They can feel that. When a devotee sings from the heart, we can actually feel that. He's actually become subordinate to the Lord. I remember once I had gone to Udupi temple. So it was 7 o'clock in the evening. They have, those who visit Mangalore, try to see you attend the Aarti at 7 there. They call it Chamara Seva. A small deity comes out, sometimes planned, we can visit in the evening. They take out the small deity out, they'll keep in the temple hall, the Utsav Vigraha, that will be out. And the sannyasi who is taking care of the temple, they have rotation. He will be, two chamaras he'll hold in his hand. For 15 minutes, the chamara seva to the deities. Very nicely he does. Okay? And very pleasant. After that, he goes and pays obeisance, long obeisance. Touches everybody. Because the sannyasi, everybody's eyes are on him, correct? And he pays it subordinate. Subordinate. What is he expressing? My Lord, I am subordinate to you. Everybody had to get touched, correct? Even Lord Chaitanya, when Pratap Rudra, he was a king. Whatever word he was a king. But still, when Chaturani wanted to see Chaturma said, I'm not going to see king. King means he's enjoyer. He's not subordinate. I want to see a devotee. King means he's enjoying woman, he's enjoying power, he's enjoying money. That is king. I'm not going to see any king. Why a sannyasi should see a king? Why should sannyasi see a Vishayi, basically? King by very definition means Vishayi. I'm not going to see a king. But the king kept appealing, if I don't see, I'll leave my kingdom. If the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't want to see a king, I'll leave the kingdom itself. I'll become Kanapeka, some kind of a mendicant and fall at his feet. So everybody is requesting anyway. So what happened when the Jagannath Rath Yatra happened? At that time, Prataparudra took a broom, not like today happened. Today they just take a golden broom and on the Ratha only, not on the road. If you see the Rath Yatra nowadays, on the Ratha, they do little like some upchara, like a formality. But Prataparudra were actually cleaning the road in front of the Ratha, actually cleaning. And Lord Chaitanya saw that and he was very pleased. Why? The king has to show in front of whole public that is subordinate. Correct? Sometimes we also bring guests. Now guests don't bow down. We bring no big guests to the temple. They don't bow down. But we should bow down. Because teach them. We are subordinate to the Lord. In fact, Bhagavatam says that those ears who do not hear about the glories of the Lord, they are like snake holes. Like in field, agricultural field, they are snake hole. Nobody puts his hand inside in the snake hole. Dangerous. Correct? The waste. Similarly, those hands, those helmet on the head, which does not bow down, will actually make you die more quickly. How do we understand that? You can understand that. You can really understand that. Because if suppose I tie a big weight on your head and throw you in water, head down, you will go fast. Correct? So if it's only a burden on the head, the crown becomes a burden on the head if it does not allow you to bow down to the Lord. Like Romharshana Sutta, he was giving Bhagavatam class and Balaramji appeared. He did not show that he is subordinate to Balaramji. I am giving Bhagavatam. Whom are you glorifying? Whatever is speaking, details are details. Essence is what? I am subordinate to Krishna Balaram. That is Bhagavatam. And when he said, I don't have to get up, Balaramji spotted. He is actually not a Vaishnava in the true sense. Correct? His katha avaishnava mukhogita puta hari kathamitam. Shravanam naiva kartama. Nobody should hear this guy. Because not that, it's a reality. Not that it is the proud, it's a reality. When Paundrika rebelled against the authority of the Lord, he said, no, I am God. Why I should bow down? So what did the Lord do? He put a Sudarshana and cut his head. He did or not? Why? Aren't all of us Paundrika? हम लोग सभी Paundrika हैं. Paundrika at least was open and honest. हम तो छुपा के रखे. Long, many years ago, I remember the first time I went to Tirupati. Okay? And there I saw lots of people lined up to take darshan. Within my heart, I was feeling, why not I stand and people come for my darshan? We all stand like that. The very reason we are there in the material world is that we don't accept, we are subordinate to Krishna. And whenever we see Krishna is worship, why not me? And that's the very reason we cannot enter the spiritual world. Because we cannot stand worship of Krishna. हमसे नहीं सहन होगा. है ना? Therefore, temple is a training ground. Therefore, Prabhupada says, in this world, we are trying to create peace. Man to man, nation to nation. We want brotherhood, correct? But it is not happening. There is no peace, there is no brotherhood. Because we don't accept we are subordinate to Krishna. Oh, let us sixth principle, let us finish. What are the six principles? Do what Krishna wants, don't do what Krishna doesn't want. Then understand Krishna is the protector. You are subordinate to him. Understand Krishna is the maintainer. I am subordinate to him. Correct? I have no desire than the other desire of Krishna because I am subordinate to him. One more remaining. What are the six principles which I missed? What Krishna wants, do what Krishna wants, don't do. Always be meek and humble in front of the Lord. Again, I am subordinate to the Lord. Can't you see with this essence everything? Correct? Anna? I am subordinate to the Lord. Duryodhana never accepted I am subordinate to the will of the Lord. Therefore, Prabhupada says, most of the commentators of the Bhagavad Gita spoil the Bhagavad Gita because they do not present the will of Krishna. They are not understood they are subordinate to Krishna. What are they speaking? Simply wasting people's time and confusing them. So, understand this fact. Jiva Krishna Das. Jiva Sarup Hoy. When Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the nature of the Jiva? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jiva's nature? Jiva Sarup Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. He is the eternal subordinate servant of Krishna. I am infinitesimally small and Krishna is infinitesimally great. So my duty, by very nature, is to become, I am subordinate. Somebody, Prabhupada says, the joke is this. Nate vidu swarth gati mi Vishnu. We don't know our real selfishness is to become subordinate to Krishna. Durashaya bahi arthamanina. We are hoping against hope that I'll become happy by becoming independent and joy instead of becoming subordinate to Krishna. Andha yathandai rupi niyamana. I am being led by blind people who do not know we are subordinate to Krishna. Depi shantanam urudham nibad. Such fools. All the time I am bound by the laws of nature and I am thinking I am independent. Isn't it a joke? Isn't this a joke? Correct? Prabhupada says this very nicely. He said, suppose your hands and legs are tied. Okay? Every moment, pata, pata, people are slapping. That happens in the jail. Right? Like recently they say, when you get arrested in the jail or kidnapped in Israel, what they were doing? They were forced to become subordinate. They were telling we were not even allowed to talk. We could only whisper. That also not all the time. We have one mother was telling, I have two small children. And just imagine, they were getting few minutes every day to just speak to me in whispers. How difficult it is for the children to live like that. But what they were doing? You are subordinate to us. We want to imitate that. So to become subordinate is actually our nature. And we become so happy if we accept that. But will not accept. Why? Prabhupada says very nicely that we are pratyakshvadi. What vadi? Pratyakshvadi. See how Maya makes fool out of us. Jhapatiya Maya. Maya catches us when we refuse to become subordinate to Krishna and start kicking us. Okay? Now, first example I gave you, suppose you are tied hand, legs and somebody is slapping you. You say, I am independent. You are subordinate. So Maya has totally tied us down because of her tricks. Actually, we are Paroapi. We don't have to be tied down. We are not Paramahamsa. Maya ties, like Haridas Thakur. Maya cannot touch him. Why not have that glory? Why not desire that position? Then Maya cannot touch me. You want to be hero, na? First control your senses. Like Prahlad Maharaj tells Hiranyakashipu, what? My dear father, there are many fools like you who could not control their senses, who are conquering kingdoms here and there, but internally they were not hero, they were zero, everything failed. Your internal success will bring external success. You accept you are subordinate to Krishna, like Yudhishthira Maharaj accepted I am subordinate to Krishna. Krishna gave him the whole world to rule. Right? In fact, any ruler in the world, if he doesn't accept he is subordinate to Krishna, he is not fit to be a ruler. Because we are rulers on behalf of Krishna. We cannot rule independent of Krishna. We are rulers on behalf of Krishna. Correct? Are we independent rulers? No. Can you tell somebody do this? No. Who are you? No. On behalf of Krishna I can say. Correct? Servant leader. I am subordinate leader. So Daksha and the gang, they forgot their subordinate to Shiva. And look at the destruction. Anybody would have helped? No, even Brahma could not have stopped it. Nobody could have stopped. When Lord Shiva, they kept ignoring Lord Shiva. They're doing yagna, offending Lord Shiva, not inviting him, not offering oblations to him, and his wife come ignoring her, not giving respect to her. So the different angles they showed they are not subordinate. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanin bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam swijamiyam. Krishna imposes will teach. Yes, we are subordinate. So every angle we are subordinate to Krishna. So Prabhupada says why it's called Pratakshavadi. Why we have this kind of thing? The Pratakshavadi. Pratakshavadi means we only see, this is a trick of Maya, we believe what I see. That's the lowest level of perception. Lowest level of perception. I'm so proud. I accept only what I see. There are many things, sir, you don't see, which are true. The next level is, even in material energy, there are so many things you don't see, but you know it is true. Correct? I am seeing that I told you so many times, table is hard. It's not hard. Actually, atoms are empty. Nucleus is very small. The whole space, electron is empty. Actually, it's empty. But I only get an experience, it is hard. Pratakshavadi fails right in the beginning only. Even in material conception. The next conception, I am not body, I am spirit, soul. Much more higher conception. Much more higher conception, the Paramatma sitting in my heart. And then Adhoksha, the Supreme Lord, sitting in Vaikuntha. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavad. So there are various conceptions. Prabhupada says very technical words are there. Aprakita. And then finally says Adhokshaja. Various conceptions keep developing. We are in the lowest conception by the trick of Maya. Pratakshavadi. And I am saying I am independent. Actually, I am a fool when I say I am independent. See, end of the day, I want to enjoy. End of the day, I want enjoyment. But foolishly, I am thinking I can enjoy by becoming an enjoyer. But actually, I can only enjoy by becoming subordinate to Krishna. Only in cooperation to Krishna I can enjoy. I cannot enjoy independent of the Lord. But beautiful example one devotee told. I hope you are enjoying the construction music. So one devotee told a very beautiful example. What is that example? He said, see, a child is trying to cook. You know, child is given a toy kitchen. In that there is no fire. Some sound comes, like sound like. The child is trying to cook, but he cannot cook. Finally, what happens? What happens finally? At the end of his cooking, nothing is there. But a mother is doing actual cooking. Now, if he instead of imitating the cooking of the mother, what the child is trying to do, imitate the cooking of the mother. Instead of imitating the cooking of the mother, the child cooperates with the mother. Mother, what do you want it? Bring from the fridge one vegetable, my dear child. Okay, keep it here. Keep it here. Like that, if he cooperates with the mother, small child, what he can do? He cannot cook. Then what happens? Actual food is cooked. And then in cooperation with the mother, he can enjoy the nice meal. So we have to give up this business of imitating Krishna. Bhokta Rama Yagna Tapasam. Krishna is the only enjoyer. Give up this business of imitating Krishna in enjoyment. We are saying it, it's not easy. It is so deep-rooted in the heart. Our tendency to be an enjoyer is there. But tendency to enjoyment is there. That's why you say, no, I am feeling bored, yaar. Terko maja nahi aa raha. So what Shastra is pointing out, that you will be happy by cooperating in the enjoyment of Krishna. You are a cooperator. You are not independent enjoyer. You are subordinate to the Lord. Cooperate. Subordinate. Mama, tell me what should do. Accept the mother is the boss, you are subordinate. The nice cooking is done, and you also enjoy. So when you accept actually this principle that Krishna is only enjoyer, is the only owner of everything, and is the best friend, then only you can become peaceful and happy. Okay? So foolishly we are thinking I can be happy independently. But can only be happy in subordination to Krishna. And you see this example. Daksha forgot. He subordinate to Lord Shiva and he suffered. Didn't he suffer? You look at the whole teaching. Parikshit Maharaj was leaving the body. Now what did he hear? How we are subordinate to Krishna. And in the service attitude, Vedavyasa also wrote the whole Vedic literature. But then there was no pleasure. Then he wrote Bhagavatam, Bhakti Yogena Manasi. In subordination to the Lord, he glorified the Lord. And that came out as Bhagavatam. And anybody hears Bhagavatam, Tatshanat, Krishna is established as the irrevocable fact in his heart as a master. And we are his servants. We hear. What do you hear in Bhagavatam? The prayers. Bhagavatam is full of prayers. What is the prayer? Subordination. What is the prayer? Many times people read Bhagavatam, they say, I want to hear stories. Bhagavad Sapta, they don't want to hear actually how we are subordinate to the Lord. They hear Krishna's Ras Leela and they're thinking how I can also enjoy. They didn't hear actually Bhagavatam. Therefore, Prabhupada says such Bhagavad Sapta you can hear for 7 million years. It's not going to be of any use. Are you Parikshit Maharaj? Therefore, it is said Nityam, daily hear Bhagavatam. Not that 7 days hear Bhagavatam. What do they hear in 7 days? They are not even fit to hear Bhagavad Gita. You tell them Bhagavad Gita class, they don't even know body and soul is separate. And they are hearing Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is more advanced subject matter. Okay? And what does Bhagavatam essentially teach us? I am subordinate to Krishna. Krishna is so great and I am so small. When Sudama met Krishna, what did he say? Krishna is Narayana, the husband of goddess of fortune. What am I? An insignificant soul. But Krishna is so kind, he embraced me. That is a devotee. And that is actually way to meet the Lord. There is another way said Akrura in the Bhagavatam goes to meet Krishna. He is also meditating in the same way. And actually just imagine his meditation. When he saw the lotus feet of Krishna imprinted in Vrindavan on the ground, he jumped from the chariot and was rolling on the ground in ecstasy. Why do you touch somebody's lotus feet impression? When you know you are subordinate. Correct? You accept I am subordinate. Jiva Krishna Das, E Vishwas. So this is what actually is needed. So you can look actually now through all the pastimes of the Lord, we see only subordination. The Poundraka, he went to declare, I am not God, I am not subordinate, I am Supreme Lord. Krishna cut his head. So similarly, Balramji also saw this fellow is not subordinate. He is acting as if he is subordinate. He was punished. Okay? So let us agree. Krishna is very gently, see in Bhagavad Gita, very gently Krishna keeps teaching so many things to Arjuna. And finally says, you are subordinate to me. What does he say? You obey Arjuna. Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam braja. Arjuna, you are subordinate to me. You obey what I am telling you. But to do that, because suddenly directly if you say that, Krishna could have told Arjuna that. But then that will be only for Arjuna. That Gita is not for everybody. Because for everybody, Krishna gives so much explanation. Shows Vishwarupa. Why Krishna shows Vishwarupa? Why that chapter is needed in the Bhagavad Gita? To explain to us, we are small in front of the Lord. Otherwise we will not agree. Bada philosophy bolte hain. Nahin, Vishwarupa dekha fir. And many people say they are God. What Prabhupada says? Tell them to show Vishwarupa. They cannot show. So what happens to us when we see the Vishwarupa? Very simple. We go to somebody's house and it's very huge bungalow, big cars. What do you feel? कीड़े की तरह जाते हैं अंदर, छोटा सा आदमी वहाँ मिलने गए 3 घंटा बैठे हैं, बिजी है बॉस है ना, बैठे रहते हैं, वेट करते हैं. व्हाट इज द प्रिंसिपल? है ना? तो ये चीज it has to go deep in the heart, and that is the effect of real chanting. If somebody is chanting Hare Krishna, then he is not developing desire to serve Krishna, he is not developing subordination to Krishna, then only the desire. Why do you serve somebody? When you deeply feel in the heart, I am subordinate. Otherwise, why will you serve somebody? Krishna is great, I am very small. Therefore, it is my duty to serve him. Okay? We should always, Prabhupada says, we want independence. Our independence is within the will of Krishna. It is within, not crossing the will of Krishna. Our independence is within the will of Krishna. Our independence is in cooperation with Krishna, not independently. So that is a big mistake we are making. The whole society is making this mistake. And Krishna is saying, if you accept this fact, Bhokta Ram Yagnatapasam, Krishna is the only enjoyer, is the only controller, immediate peace comes to the mind. So much peace. You can experience unlimited happiness and peace. When Srila Prabhupada landed in America, there was going on war in Vietnam. What are the wars anyway meant for? I am not subordinate to you. I am not subordinate to you. That is war. Why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to you? Boss banta hai. Boss banta hai. है ना? Bhad, bishop. What is fight meant for? Why people are fighting? I am not subordinate to you. I am not subordinate to you. Correct, no? बड़ा दिखा रहा है. क्या समझता है अपने आप को? मेरे को मालूम है. So boom, bishop. That is this world meant for. The whole world is fighting. I am not subordinate to you. Correct? True or not? Whole world is fighting against this principle. I do not agree to become subordinate. I don't want to be subordinate. I don't want to listen. I'm boss. And spiritual life is Trinat api suni chaina, taror api sahishna, amanina manadena. है ना? पागल है क्या? Trinat api suni chaina, taror api sahishna, amanina, don't expect any respect, manadena, kirtanaya sadahari. So you can, when you actually become subordinate to the Lord, these things will come within your heart. And then very happily, you become a happy devotee. So now you can analyze the whole Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna teaching Arjuna? He could have told right in the beginning, Arjuna, you are subordinate to me, do what I tell you. Krishna knows they will be revolt. Therefore, so much philosophy, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, है ना? Vishwarupa, so many things Krishna is telling, Maya, everything. Then by what finally Krishna says? Sarvadharman parityajama, you become subordinate to me. You obey what I am telling you. I am boss, you are my servant. But he tells at the end. Why? Will revolt. Why I should obey to Krishna? Deva Prabhupada says that actually when Krishna ordered you become surrender to me, people thought he's demanding too much. He's demanding too much. They revolted. Therefore Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving an example as a bhakta, how to be subordinate to Krishna. Whole life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the example of an exalted devotee. What do we learn from him? So, it is said, Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoya. So I was analyzing this. In a lava is less than a second. It is said, in association of a great soul, in less than a second you can become perfect. Correct? Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. By a moment association of a great soul, you can become perfect. So I was just thinking, less than a second, so he cannot speak also anything. So it's not by Shravana. Just his body language. The way he bows down to the Lord. There is the feeling. The way his head is down at the lotus feet of the Lord. The way he is glorifying the Lord. Lava. You get that vibration of submission and surrender to the Lord. His subordination to the Lord. You experience subordination to the Lord by his just body language. And you surrender to Krishna. Just by a movement, a devotee makes our life perfect. Just by movement of an association. Now a normal man who is acting like an enjoyer, you'll go to hell. Like Ajamila. He was associating with that prostitute through the eyes of that man who was enjoying. And just by association, for a moment, association of that man is trying to enjoy that prostitute, he lost his spiritual life. Just for a moment. Mahat seva dwara mahu vimukta. What is Mahat? To subordinate to the Lord. Tamo dwaram yoshitam. Tamoga means I don't accept any authority. That is tamoguna. Revolt. Therefore in a society we see everyday revolt because the tamasic society. As I said, a Vaishnava naturally becomes subordinate to other Vaishnavas. That is the nature of a Vaishnava. Just like when Shukamuni is speaking, there is no revolt. There is no politics going on. Nothing is going on. Why? Naturally they have become subordinate to the great Shukamuni. They are hearing with great pleasure. अरे कपड़े भी नहीं पहना, छोटा सा बच्चा है, नंगा बैठा है ना? उससे क्या सुनेंगे? नहीं. Even Vedavyasa is sitting, Narada is sitting, है ना? There is no need of danda to do that. Naturally, Brahmanas don't need force. Brahmanas don't need money to become subordinate, है ना? इस दुनिया में various reasons become subordinate, but naturally by heart they become subordinate. Who has become subordinate? All the great sages, and they hearing with great pleasure. And Guru says to the disciple, give your life. He is ready to give life. Prabhupada opened his movement. You just imagine, thousands of people became subordinate to him. Subordinate to him. Why? That's in higher consciousness. They become subordinate. Prabhupada, not that naturally they were. In the beginning when Srila Prabhupada announced, Guru means you have to worship him as God, their mind revolted actually. They're totally confused with this principle. When first time Prabhupada said, Guru means very soon there will be initiation ceremony and you have to accept me as a Guru, those who want to take initiation, Daksha, and Guru means you have to worship like God. The mind revolted. Guru has to worship like God, my God. They could not accept that. True? And Kirtananda was not well at that time. They went to him. All of them, they sat together. They discussed. And then they understood what Prabhupada was saying. Prabhupada did not change any principle. Imagine, it's very difficult. Americans are very proud. They are the superpower. The emperors of the world. Today it is very difficult. Hardly we find not many Americans joining the movement because it is very difficult to make such a proud man bow down. Correct? Russia we have so many wonderful devotees because Russians are not proud. Americans are proud. Same message, same process is presented both the places. In America we have 100 centers. In Russia also we have 100 centers. True? But we are making more devotees in Russia than America. What is the reason? Russians are not proud. Americans are proud. They're very proud. And we are the superpower. We decide, what we decide right is right. They said Russia is killing people in Ukraine. That is human rights violation. Israel is also killing people in Gaza. That is not violation. Both are violations. Both are equal. But no, we are the superpower. We decide what is good, we decide what is bad. You cannot decide. Correct? Equally bad, both the places people are dying. But you cannot decide. America will decide. Superpower. You are all subordinate. You should not judge. We will judge. Imagine, every American is very proud. But Prabhupada made them bow down. Why? Prabhupada lifted their consciousness. There is an example of humanity. There was once a rat. He went to a sage and he said, cat is chasing me. So he made him cat. Then cat came running. The dog is chasing him. He made him dog. Then say the tiger is chasing him. Then what he made him? Tiger. When the tiger started looking at the sage to eat him, but the sage said, Punar Mushiko Bhava. So by the blessing of God, Prabhupada said, a nation or an individual can become rich. But after becoming rich and successful, if he forgets, because all the time the rat, the cat, the dog was fully conscious and subordinate to the sage. Went for a blessing. Where do you go somebody for a blessing? Swamiji bless me. What does it mean? I'm subordinate. Have mercy on me. I'm subordinate. But when he forgot this principle that actually I'm subordinate to the sage and started thinking of attaching sage, what the sage said, Punar Mushiko Bhava. So Prabhupada says actually at a time these countries are very religious. When Prabhupada went to America, he saw so many big churches. But today, by blessing of God, you have become very rich. But you have become so proud. You have become so proud. You have forgot your subordination to the Lord. So what is it? There's a Punar Mushiko Bhava. All big empires are lost. We have the Roman Empire. Can you imagine? British Empire, they thought that no sun never sets in the British Empire. From Australia to America, everything was under them. Gone. The big empires fully gone, even vividly gone. Okay? In fact, when somebody does not accept his subordinate to the Lord, he learns it the hard way at the point of death. At the point of death, he understands that he has no control actually. He has to bow down to the will of the Lord. Correct? He has no control actually. True? So in life, like Prahlad Maharaj, we can easily accept, naturally, I am subordinate to the Lord. Life will be blissful. Otherwise, like Hiranyakashipu, at the point of Hiranyakashipu, at the point of death, saw Narsimha Deva. And he was forced to accept subordination to the Lord. We do not have a choice. Just like the traffic laws. You do not have choice to follow the traffic laws. You are forced to follow. Either voluntarily you follow traffic laws and be peaceful, otherwise they will kick you, beat you and force you to follow the traffic laws. So many a time we feel, it is my choice to obey Krishna or not. Sir, you don't have a choice. If you do not obey Krishna, you will be forced to obey Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains this. The degree you surrender, I reciprocate. What is the shloka? Ye yata ye again. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamiyam. To the degree you become subordinate, to that degree I bless you. Correct? Prabhupada says actually to really read Bhagavad Gita is to read in the mood of subordination. Otherwise, you'll never feel the mystery of Bhagavad Gita. The Prabhupada says if somebody reads Bhagavad Gita and does not understand this fact, I'm subordinate to Krishna, he'll not be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. The first thing is answer. You are taking prasadam, but not in the mood of subordination. It will not have the effect, proper effect. Ye yathamam, to the degree you become subordinate to Krishna, to the degree you become subordinate to your guru, to the degree you become subordinate to Shastra, to the degree you become subordinate to prasadam, to the degree you become subordinate to the Vaishnavas, to that degree you will enjoy spiritual life. And to the degree you continue to be independent, you will not enjoy. So in the shloka it says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante. To the degree you surrender, to that degree I reciprocate. And then in the third line is very interesting. Mama vartamanu vartante manushya pata sarvasaha. Everybody obeys me. You think that I will not obey? You will have to obey Maya. Better obey Krishna. Better obey Krishna. Maya will make you dance. Better obey Krishna. You think I'll not obey Krishna? No, you'll just like traffic laws. I'll not follow, you'll be forced to follow. They'll beat you. You say, I don't care for the laws of the country. Police will arrest you, put you in the jail, and criminal laws are worse. So we are in the material world also obeying Krishna through Maya. Why not voluntarily serve Krishna and accept that I am subordinate? I am being kicked every moment. Maya is hitting me every moment. Just like I said, now I am independent. I am continuously being slapped. Prabhupada gives that example. Tie hands and like a slap. I am independent. Every moment Maya is hitting me. I am not agreeing. Kicking me. Yes, idiot, you are subordinate to Krishna. Dhar. No, I am independent. Dhar. Birth, old age, disease, death. Just like whipping is going on Maya. Just imagine what happens in a kingdom. When somebody refuses to become subordinate to the king, what they put? They put in the jail, they take sticks. Obey karega, nahi karega. Dhar, nahi karega. Why will you obey? Dhar. The beating is going on. No, I am not subordinate. Chutney bana denge tumhara. Jab tak you don't agree, I'll obey Krishna. They say no. That is the principle. Same thing Maya is doing. I am independent of Krishna. Maya is whipping you. You are independent. Tepi ishitam tavurudam nibbadda. Maya is whipping you. Janma mrityu jaravyadi janma mrityu. Whipping you. Whipping means real whipping. And nahi ho, अच्छे भी hell में बड़ा whipping है. यहाँ छोटा whipping है in the earth planet. In the hell बड़े hot iron rod से मारते हैं. गरम उससे है ना. You are subordinate to Krishna. No, I don't agree. I am subordinate to Krishna. I am not agree. Oh, मारेंगे. Okay, I agree. I am subordinate. Over. Over. So why you want to go through the beating? Why don't agree immediately? Proper said you can surrender in a moment and you can surrender after millions of years. Left to us. Bhagavad Gita, what does it say? Bahunama janmanamante jnanavan ma prapadyate vasudeva saramavati samahatva sudulabha. The moment you agree you're subordinate to Krishna, you become a Mahatma. So why not become Mahatma immediately? है ना? Why millions of years later you become Mahatma? Immediately you can become Mahatma by agreeing, I am subordinate to Krishna. What is the Mahatma? He said, I am subordinate to Krishna. Devim Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Devim Prakriti Mashita Bhajanti Ananya Manaso Bhajanti, constantly chanting glory to the Lord. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Then? Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Namasyanta Dhiravrataha. Are bhai, slok bauta. Satatam, such a man, Mahatma is Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. He's always chanting the holy name of Krishna. Nitya Yukta Upasite. In this way, he is constantly engaged in subordination to Krishna. Duratma means independent of Krishna. Mahatma means subordinate to Krishna. Now get this in your head. Whole day contemplate this. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat
Pranam
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare Krishna
Pranam.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.